Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including a new sneaky price drop, Tesla's record quarter, Project Highland nearing production, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, Tesla has set another delivery record after closing out a successful Q2. For production, they made 479,700 cars in total. 19,489 of those were Model S and X, while 460,211 of those were Model 3 and Y. As for deliveries, they delivered a total of 466,140 cars. 19,225 of those were Model S and X, while 446,915 were Model 3 and Y. Overall, that's an incredible quarter for Tesla and shows that they are not having trouble continuing to grow production and sell the cars that they make each quarter. The Wall Street consensus was that Tesla would deliver about 448,000 vehicles in total, so this is a very impressive step above that. Their previous record was set just one quarter prior after delivering 422,000 vehicles in Q1 of this year. As always, it's very evident that the Model 3 and Y are Tesla's biggest contributors, with the Model S and X selling about 20 times less by unit. For the first half of 2023, Tesla has delivered 888,000 vehicles, so if they improve a bit from here in the next two quarters, they should be able to deliver on their goal of 1.8 million vehicles delivered this year. Elon set 1.8 million as Tesla's guidance, but we know they actually want to exceed 2 million if all goes well. We'll see if the Cybertruck helps or hurts in that journey, as that launch is supposed to come this quarter. Speaking of the Cybertruck, we have a new production update. Reportedly, Tesla is pausing Gigatex's Model Y production line for upgrades at the beginning of this month, and some staff are being reassigned to the Cybertruck. Joe Tegmeyer has reported that Model Y production is expected to be paused for upgrades this month, which should last about 5 days. Gigafactory Texas seems to be shifting from swing shifts to a more standard day and night shift system also. That ultimately will result in that leftover labor switching to work on the Cybertruck, where they'll finalize the testing and calibration of that production line. Tegmeyer adds that this line could enter production status either this month or next month, and that would mean Tesla is still sticking to their summer deadline. Once these employees are trained on the new production systems, the Model Y's production is expected to ramp back up to where Gigatex's was previously at 5,000 Model Ys per week. Only now they'll be producing the Cybertruck at this factory as well. As for the design of the Cybertruck, one question people have had is whether or not this truck will have a functional full rear light bar. In certain prototypes, this hasn't been operational. However, in the most recent sightings of the camo-wrapped Cybertruck, people have noticed that it indeed has a fully functional rear light bar as promised. Elon Musk said, quote, "Production will have red light bar," and now it seems to be happening on the latest prototypes as we approach production. The Model Y has also seen some changes recently. Tesla appears to have enabled the white interior for the base model in the US again after taking it off of their website for a few weeks. During that time, the only option was black if you got a 4680 base Model Y. The white interior also disappeared in Canada though, and though it took a bit longer, it now looks like both options have been restored there as well. It's an interesting change since initially it appeared to signal a change on Tesla's side to drive people to higher trims of the Model Y. However, they reverted almost immediately, so it doesn't appear that that's at play. We'll see how this develops, but now if you want the white interior, you can get it on any Model Y in the US. One takeaway here is that Tesla's growth sometimes comes with changing options on their vehicles, so if you're shopping for a Tesla and can't find the exact trim that you want, it may be worthwhile to wait. At the same time, Tesla has also changed the base color of both the Model 3 and Y. For a while now, the standard included colors of these cars has been white. From there, it was a $1,000 upgrade to change to Midnight Silver Metallic or Blue. Now, Tesla has changed their stock color to Midnight Silver Metallic. So when someone buys a base Model 3 or Y, it will come with that color as opposed to white. What this actually can translate to is a $1,000 price decrease for Midnight Silver Metallic cars. If that was the car and color you were eyeing, it's now going to cost you $1,000 less to pick up this car. And Tesla has also lowered the price of inventory cars accordingly. A Model 3 in this color near me is now down from $40,240 to $38,030, for example. As for their reasoning here, I'm guessing that Tesla is simply changing this color because of the amount of white Teslas they are shipping. It also could have to do with production cost, and maybe now Midnight Silver is just easier for them to source and make cheaper. At the same time though, their lots are full of white Teslas and the roads are getting more and more crowded with them, so this could be a simple way for them to change course here. Midnight Silver Metallic is also a great color in my opinion. For the Model S and X, white is still the standard color, but now the lineup for the Model 3 and Y looks like this. Midnight Silver is free or included, white is $1,000, blue is $1,000, black is $1,500, and red is $2,000. Next up today, for the Model 3 Project Highland, it appears that Tesla is getting very close to production. It also appears that there is enough of a change in its design that they need to do proper validation testing in cold climates. Usually with minor refreshes, Tesla isn't changing the car enough to need to go through this process all over again. But this time, the Model 3 Project Highland was spotted alongside the Cybertruck in New Zealand. This is where Tesla does their winter testing and validation for vehicles as they get close to production. And they've even shared detailed videos of their winter testing there. So it's pretty clear that when we see a covered up Tesla in New Zealand, this is what's happening. These photos were posted by @CybertruckNZ on Twitter, and we can clearly see both cars. Tesla has all of their vehicles lined up here, including the Cybertruck peeking out from behind that building. While it's only partially showing and camo wrapped, the shape of this truck is tough to miss in any context. Here's a better angle of it though that clearly confirms what it is. In any case though, in front of that are two Model 3s with the same coverings Tesla has been testing them with in the US. That may even be a third one to the right there because it has the same reflective tape on the back of it, but it's hard to tell for sure. While this may seem like small news that Tesla is testing their cars in New Zealand, it's actually a big sign that they are nearing production on these vehicles. This is typically one of the last steps when bringing a new vehicle to production, and both of these are expected very soon. These are likely the finalized prototypes, and it's only small tweaks from here on out. Next up today, some updates on the latest recruits to the NACS coalition, as Elon has dubbed it. First, Volvo has announced that they will be adopting the NACS connector on all of their future EVs in the next couple years, and releasing a charging adapter for existing models in the meantime. This comes after Ford, GM, Rivian, and several charging companies have started a movement to adopt the charger and help it live up to its name, the North American Charging Standard. Since those announcements, we've heard from many other companies about what their individual plans are concerning this shift. Now, Volvo has announced in a press release, as part of Volvo Cars' aim to be a fully electric car maker by 2030, the company is the first European car maker to sign an agreement with Tesla, giving current and future electric Volvo car drivers access to Tesla's vast supercharger network across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. They go on to say that starting in 2025, their vehicles will come equipped with the NACS charging port. Then that adapter should be ready by the first half of 2024. They acknowledge that a major inhibitor for those shopping for EVs is access to an easy and convenient charging infrastructure, which they currently don't have, and that's where the supercharger network comes in. The next day, Polestar also announced their new EVs sold in North America will be equipped with Tesla's NACS starting in 2025, and they'll also be rolling out adapters for their existing cars by mid-2024. They add though that they'll be including a CCS adapter for those future NACS equipped EV models. Their CEO said that they salute the pioneering work Tesla has done to speed up the adoption and increase the popularity of electric vehicles. A little later, it was reported that Volkswagen is also considering making the switch. They said Volkswagen Group and its brands are currently evaluating the implementation of the Tesla NACS for its North American customers. What makes that exciting is that they own Electrify America, which has 850 charging stations in North America. In the future, additional Electrify America stations could be built with Tesla's more reliable NACS connectors. And that has also been confirmed by Electrify America for future chargers. One important development in all of this is that moving forward, non-Tesla EVs charging at Tesla superchargers may not be charged a premium over Tesla's EVs to charge there. This is a departure from what their strategy has been with their pilot program in Europe, as well as their Magic Dock solution in North America. Those users have either been charged a higher rate to charge or had to subscribe to a supercharger membership that offers a lower rate in exchange for a monthly fee. During an interview at the Aspen Ideas Festival recently, GM's CEO revealed that GM EV owners will be billed at the same rate as Tesla owners. While GM is the first company to make this announcement, I wouldn't be surprised if the same holds true for other brands. If there's going to be a future where all EVs are NACS compatible, but only some brands are charged a premium at the station, that'll be a distinct disadvantage. Overall, this should make it easier for drivers to switch to an electric vehicle from these brands and further encourage the adoption of sustainable cars, which is always good news. Ford and GM will have an adapter in 2024, Rivian should have it out in the spring, and now Volvo is also saying 2024. It looks like next year will bring a lot of change for Tesla's supercharger network, and many Tesla customers are worried that the increase in traffic at these stations is going to ruin the only reliable charging network in the US. I'm not too concerned with that though, because Tesla is building new stations all the time, and they have a very precise system for dealing with outages. Tesla vehicles and future other EVs even take into consideration how busy a station is when routing to that charger. We know companies are planning to work on that technology with Tesla, and that's an eventuality Tesla has been preparing for. The other interesting thing is that these other companies have been promised 12,000 chargers by Tesla, but there very well could be many more than that, so Teslas will still have exclusive chargers. We'll see if they keep that as a long-term plan to keep an advantage here though, because it could cause problems when a non-Tesla pulls up to a Tesla supercharger expecting to be able to charge, and they can't. Next up today, Tesla has started to roll out a new software update, and there are a lot of features including charging on solar, a Spotify refresh, and multi-view cameras. It's been a while since we've had a large update, so this is exciting to see. Update 2023.26, spotted by TeslaScope, introduces something huge for owners with a Powerwall system. Charging on solar is a feature that was spotted in Tesla software earlier this year, but now it's being officially pushed. According to the release notes, you can charge your Tesla with solar energy if you have a Powerwall. You can choose how much charging comes from solar versus other sources. To set it up, open the Tesla app for your vehicle, tap the Charge on Solar message, and follow the instructions. Requires Powerwall version 23.12.10 and Tesla app version 4.22.5. This is a huge milestone for clean energy and should theoretically be a little more efficient than charging the Powerwall and then charging the vehicle. Then the Spotify app has changed. You can now play your Spotify music, playlists, podcasts, and audiobooks with a more familiar look and feel. Go to App Launcher, Spotify, requires premium connectivity. Next, they've added a new feature for automatic headlights. Quote, your lights turn on automatically when windshield wipers are activated and headlights are set to auto in controls, lights, headlights. Whether or not this means auto headlights have been improved is yet to be seen. Then Tesla's navigation app has received a feature that other map apps already utilize. Users will now get a destination closing soon notification. Navigation now shows if your destination is closing soon or may be closed by the time you arrive. This feature has been available on Google and Apple Maps for some time now, so it's good to see Tesla keeping up with competing software. If you're a fan of Tesla's in-car gaming system, your whole experience may be much more convenient now with Bluetooth game controllers. Quote, use Bluetooth controllers to play games in arcade. To pair a controller, open the Bluetooth panel and follow the instructions. This feature works best with PS5 controllers. Refer to the owner's manual for more information. Before this update, users had to connect controllers through USB, and sometimes that was actually difficult to accomplish because most of the USB ports in the Tesla are not for data. Now, gaming with a controller should be a lot easier. I also wonder if this will eventually open up to more possibilities for multiplayer games in the future. Then, the car's camera monitoring system has been improved in the Tesla app. Quote, you can now see multiple cameras at once when clicking your vehicle's surroundings. To start using this feature, go to your vehicle settings in Controls, Safety, View Live Camera via mobile app. This feature requires mobile app version 4.22.5 and premium connectivity. That should theoretically save you a few seconds of buffering time when you're checking on your car from your phone. The last of the big updates is in the display settings. There are now warmer display colors available. Set your touchscreen to automatically adjust to warmer colors at night. Go to Controls, Display, Reduce Blue Light. Most smartphones have this feature to help reduce the strain on the eyes in low light. This is definitely nice to see since there's a large 15-inch screen next to you all the time in the Model 3 and Y. I can also imagine a reality in the future where these cars truly drive themselves and users can turn on this feature to make it easier to sleep. That's definitely not its purpose right now though. There are also a lot of smaller updates that Tesla has listed out for us. Recents and favorites are now in separate tabs in the media player. The sliders to adjust volume, temperature, and charge limit are more precise. Sentry mode automatically records if someone tries to open a door or trunk when the vehicle is locked. And then you can access the owner's manual and release notes more quickly with the new manual app. On top of that, automatic navigation shows more details about your destination, and Swiss French is now an available language for the keyboard. This update will take a little while to get to every vehicle, and some of these updates may be specific to some areas and vehicle models, but either way, Tesla owners are sure to see some cool new features very soon. Next up today, Tesla has broken a new record in Iceland. They said on Twitter, 6 months into 2023, Model Y has broken a 35-year-old record in Iceland for most sold car in a year. Thank you to all our owners in Iceland. This is the annual sales record for a single car model, and they broke it in just 6 months with 1,316 Model Y vehicles. The previous record holder was the Toyota Corolla, with just over 1,200 deliveries in 1988. They almost beat that 35-year record themselves in 2006 with the Yaris, but it took Tesla and an electric vehicle to actually do it. There are a number of reasons why Tesla has become so popular in Iceland. First, their electricity is almost 100% renewable already, so that makes them a perfect candidate for mass EV adoption. Then the difference in price between electricity and gas is much larger there too, since it's an island and gas is more expensive. The roughly 350,000 people that live there are also concentrated around the island's capital and tend to rely on shorter commutes, so typical range concerns aren't as much of an issue. Tesla has also already established a supercharger network there that's open to all EVs. On top of that, Iceland has incentives for car rental companies to update their fleets with EVs, so many of these purchases likely came from them. Overall, this is great news for Tesla, and it's fun to see them disrupting norms all around the world. Last up today, some updates from other automakers. Rivian has released their Q2 deliveries report, and they've exceeded expectations, producing 13,992 EVs and delivering 12,640. That's a 48% increase from Q1 and means they're on track to reach their annual production goal of 50,000 EVs. Their CFO said that part of their success has been due to supply chain constraints seeming to lift. That could mean that Rivian may not be the only EV maker that sees incredible growth this quarter, but we'll have to see. She went on to say that their Enduro production ramp is ahead of schedule, and the first sale-ready model would be rolling off the production line in Q2, so that may have already been the case. She also said at the time that Rivian has a healthy backlog of orders into next year, so the demand for this new production capacity is definitely there. This is great news for Rivian, and it's good to see them getting over their production ramp growing pains. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see the best Model Y and 3 accessories to get, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.